The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Not your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny, but funny.
Welcome back to the best no judgment zone space in the world. Neither one of us having law degrees. I am Saint Marvelous. Hallelujah.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
We are the Holy Sons, not the Podical Sons. Yo, you know, everybody, every time before we say start the show, you know, everybody always come at me. He like, Prodigal? I'm like, that's Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm like, when you hear our show, you're going to say, Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Because we are the Podical Sons.
The Podical Sons.
So let's start this show. How you feeling today, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How about yourself?
Marvelous.
As you should be.
Bless your heart.
As you should be.
Bless your heart. All right, man. I just saw. Welcome. New folks, welcome.
We're here.
You are in store for a treat.
Yeah.
Oh, nana. Google, Spotify, all streaming platforms possible. Podicalsons.com. Check it out. All the episodes and stuff on there.
Yeah.
YouTube. Welcome. Go to YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. You can see us in its raw and pure form of smiles.
Welcome. You know,
his salt and pepper, lovely beard.
You know, this is what we're here for.
This is the Gentleman Quarterly.
It's the Gentleman Quarterly.
We don't need GQ magazine. This is Gentleman Quarterly over here.
You know, to flip out. You know, flip them out when we should do like the suits.
Or just do the episode.
Just do an episode in the suits.
I have no qualms in that.
Yeah. Maybe the 200th.
Just sit in suits.
Yeah.
Just
chilling.
Hopefully, you get the AC pumping in this bitch. They're just sweating like a Hebrew, like a slave.
That's why I said 200, because hopefully around that time it's something we had the AC pumping.
Okay, I might be out here like, I don't know, Massa. It ain't the Massa challenge, but I don't like this Massa. Yo, there's a lot to talk about. Holy shit.
There's a lot to talk about. So let's not waste any time and let's jump right into it.
Holy, what kind of world we live in? Let's listen to the polls first.
Yeah.
Is true love worth sacrificing everything for? And we have another split.
Another split.
50-50 split.
How are you on this side?
Where am I on this?
Yeah.
I'm on the sacrificial side.
Me too.
I'm a sucker for love.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for love. And it's not even... Here's my thing. True love.
Right.
The word is... Yeah, the wording is true love.
Yeah, true love.
True love. You know what you require in your love situation. You want to be treated, I'm assuming, like a king. Yeah. You want the person to know your worth and how much you're willing to give.
Right.
And what you expect in the reciprocal. That form of true love.
Right.
Now, I ain't talking about like, he loved me, that's why he buy me some clothes. Like,
Nah.
He's got some money.
Yeah.
He's got some money. Mm-hmm. She like, you'd be like, well, we have sex at least twice a month, Are you okay with that? And you're like, well, we could do a little bit more frequent. And I'm like, yeah, that ain't true love.
Yeah.
You got love for her.
You have love for her.
You have love for her.
You adore her.
Adore. You piece of shit. That's what we doing.
Yeah.
And we're back. Smooth likes to take shots at Marv's character.
I mean, it's they're well placed shots.
That's you. And then I do it in jest. See the Gentleman Quarterly shit.
In jest.
I do it in jest.
No, but I feel the same.
I see the no though. Go ahead.
You see the, I feel the same way, and the reason why I say that is because if it's true love and you lose everything today, that true love will still be with you tomorrow.
Yeah. That's it. What is it? I think it's a Fab song, but I think it's like a Jay-Z track, I guess. When the money goes where the honey stay to replace the sunshine with cloudy days.
Right.
Right? So if you're going through some shit and said person is still there, I feel like it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
feel like it's true. But if the person's like, yeah, I'm out, fuck all this and everything like that.
I can't go through this with you.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, I see it, I get it, I understand it. I am not knocking nobody and stuff. And yeah, again, these no right or wrongs and stuff to it. I see the no side.
Yeah.
Because
well, let's hear the no side from your perspective. So
I think for me, for the no,
right.
If you never experienced true love,
right. Yeah.
Why would you say yes?
Yeah.
Right? Or
even if you experienced what you thought was true love and it didn't turn out to be
that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people are willing to give to it, and then some people and stuff are like they hold back. Like I witnessed for myself that, and I stopped it. I put like a note, be like, Marv, don't do that. Where if I'm to date somebody, and I'm like, okay, I know deep down inside what I would like to do for the person and stuff to let them know, like, I'm here.
Right.
But moving into let's say for example, all right, I was seeing somebody, right?
Right.
Seeing somebody, and I'm like, at this stage of time, I like to do fun stuff and surprise and things like that. So like I want to say it's not nothing over the top because it's like probably like a month or two in.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm looking like, I would want to do this. And some people might look at it like, yo, it's kind of doing the most. But it's more like I like to try new experiences with new people.
Yeah.
So if we're having a conversation and stuff, but let's say the person and stuff at the time said, we're talking about food. And she's like, she never eaten at a Greek restaurant before.
Okay.
Right? And Danforth is like,
it's Greek town?
Right. So I'm looking like, you know what? Pick a restaurant over there I never ate from. You never been. Let's experience something.
For both.
Exactly.
New experience for both.
Right? And I think when she was kind of taken back by it and stuff, whatever, she's like, oh, okay, sure. And then I was enjoying myself. And I'm like, you good? And so she was taking her time with the food because, like, again, it's new to her and stuff. I had Greek food before.
Yeah.
And then I was like, maybe I was doing the most. But I'm an overthinker.
Yeah.
So I was in my own head and I was looking at it, I was like, I shouldn't, if me being me, if I'm going to change me being me for somebody, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
So I should be able to just do it, don't look back, and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
So if I have any kind of like barriers I want to put up and everything like that, because chemistry, right?
Of course.
Chemistry will make you feel a type of way about a person, move a type of way and stuff as well.
Of course.
So if it came to a point where I'm looking like no holds barred and free, then that's it. I have a female friend. She was telling me about I guess when certain women. This is her words. I'm paraphrasing.
Her words. Yeah. Don't send no hate mail.
What she was saying and stuff is that the very first time some women, when they sleep with the first guy they give their virginity to, they're looking like, shit, this guy, he might be it.
Yeah.
This is it. And so she wants to give like 100%. So let's say he turns out to be a bag of shit. Mm-hmm. The next dude, he's not getting 100. He's getting 80%.
Right. And that's why I said, like, it could be.
If it didn't turn out,
if it didn't turn out right, then that baggage is.
But you're lying to yourself.
You are.
You're lying to yourself because if this is the type of person you are and stuff like that, then you should go continuously like date or pursue people.
Yeah.
Where you feel like you being you're across the board.
Yeah.
If you feel like you got to hold back from you being you and stuff, it's a problem. Like, say you smoke.
Right.
You smoke and you're dating a woman that doesn't like smokers. You're not going to smoke no more? Or are you officially quitting for you? Or are you stopping for
her?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I understand the no's.
I understand. Okay.
Next poll. So in the conversation about sleeping. So I was in a conversation about sleeping and stuff like how do you go to bed at night and everything like that.
Yeah.
A guy friend of mine, he jumped up and he's like, commando all day. I was like, damn. I was like, yo, next time I come to your spot, yo, your room is off limits. I start staring at the furniture kind of different, whatever. I'm looking like, you out here free ball? He's like, nah. I know people out here sleeping out here and stuff like that. I'm like, you fuck out here before? So he's like, no. He tried not to make sure like he does it on the couch and shit like that and everything. Right. So I was like, I don't know. I feel kind of strange about this. I'm like, okay. He's like, I just sleep naked. That's it.
And
I was like, freeing experience. Let me say this. Wintertime, all right, am I butt ass naked? Boxers.
Yeah, I'm a boxer person.
Boxers.
Yeah.
That's it. I haven't like boxers and stuff like that, right? But other than that, naked.
Yeah.
Now if I'm laying with a woman,
Yeah.
naked.
Yeah. Well, makes
You're
sense.
married?
Makes sense.
You're married?
Yeah.
Naked. It's your castle.
Mhm.
Your castle.
And not only am I married though, but I'm also a family man. So,
Lock your door.
but it's not even the fact of locking my door, right? Like, I got kids, and I'm always of the perspective that
They might come in the room.
not that they might come in the room, that anything can happen. So if like, let's say if my son or my daughter yells out in the middle of the night,
Grab your house coat.
I may not have time to grab anything.
Just come on swagging, man.
But if I'm in my boxes, I'm okay.
Yeah. You're in risky business mode.
Yeah. Just like slide through.
Yeah. It's just that old time rock, just go in.
It's just like that one. It's just like that one thing where they say, whenever you leave in your house, make sure you have on clean underwear.
Yes.
Because you never know.
You never know
what might happen.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I fully fucking agree. That's why I'm like, when I hear people don't like wash their ass or like they don't like, when I hear people that don't shower every day or bathe every day, I'm looking like, yeah, you get hit by that bus though. And they find that, your white underwear look like kind of beige-ish, beige-ish brown.
Kind of musty all over.
Musty crotch. Yo, but on a poll so far, on polls it was 83% naked. Team naked.
Team naked. Okay.
I don't knock the pajama thing, especially like the winter times and stuff like that. Some people might do the pajama thing, but I look at it like your heating bill. This is how I look at it.
Yeah.
We're in Canada.
Yeah.
It gets kind of cold.
Yeah.
Are you going to pay more when you crank up your temperatures to, let's say, I was going to say 70, but okay, we'll do it for imperial system and the metric.
We're going to convert.
So I'm going to convert. I'm going to convert. Okay. So if you like your house steady at a 24 degrees
right,
Celsius, and Fahrenheit will be 77,
right,
about that range.
Around there.
Are you going to pay more if you kick it up to like, let's say 27 Fahrenheit? 27 Celsius? It's all the same.
It'll probably be relative. Maybe over a long period of time, it might make some slight difference.
Fam, just
winter's only like how many months?
Yeah, but set that bitch on auto, man.
Yeah,
set that bitch on auto. That's something I'm like, yo, set it on auto. And then therefore you can walk around your house and stuff kind of free-ish.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to say, if I'm walking around the house like in a tee or I'm in my beater or something like that, whatever, for the winter, I dig that.
Right.
Much as I'm looking outside, I see snow, and what? Snow on top of snow?
Yeah.
Yo, my heat is up, man.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I'm getting cold just looking at the snow.
100%.
So I'm like, I don't know why people act the type of way and stuff like, yeah, granted, you want to sleep comfortable in a type of level, but you have to find your sweet spot when it comes to the heating thing. So I don't feel like pajamas fully is necessary. Like if anything goes down,
yeah,
I have sleep bottoms and stuff or joggers like on so in case some shit go down,
right.
I might not throw in a house coat, but I'm not coming out with dick slanging. So I might come out in the boxers and shit like, but I always feel like I don't want to be fully naked.
Right.
If an intruder is to pop off.
Yeah.
Come look, I'm like, fuck.
What about the argument that and I'm not I've never actually heard it from men, but let's say for women, how they shouldn't sleep with underwear. They should allow their
hoo-ha
to just breathe.
Hoo-ha. Breathe. Hoo-ha. Their hoo-ha. Air out their hoo-ha.
Air out their hoo-ha. Now, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know if there's any scientific thing behind that. But I'm saying that's what I've heard.
I still get more than wood. So if it's flagpole and it's not interrupting my sleep, cover the fuck out of damn.
Right.
I don't know. Because they always say you need support.
Right.
But think about it. 8 hours allegedly to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you're 8 hours of free balling and everything like that, you a goat. I don't care what you say. You moving like a goat.
You're free
ball.
free balling.
Yo, like you're a goat because I'm like, yo, you have this luxury.
Yeah.
To just be out here and shit like that. I remember the wildest thing and stuff that I seen was I think I was like in the 6th or 7th grade and I had a friend and he used to live not too far from this Taco Bell. So we walk home from school.
Yeah.
And like, oh, we're gonna go to Taco Bell. He's like, yo, come to my house, play whatever video game and shit like that, right? My man Pops was there and there's tidy whities. Big gut and everything, and tidy whities and shit like that. She's like, oh, Dad, put on some clothes with her. He's like, fuck them little niggas. This is my house. I pay bills here. I was like, actually, there's no lie there.
Do you?
And the guy, he's just there walking, and he got up and he's like, he's smashing on chips and shit like that, whatever. Gut hanging, no shirt. I was like, yo, this is inappropriate. But I'm like, you're a goat to just be in your spot like that for that long. Yeah. So I'm like, if you're going to go to bed and stuff and you have 8 hours, 8 hours is fantasy for me. Mm-hmm. I try to go to bed and stuff, whatever, at least. I try to target the time no later than midnight. Midnight, I have to shut everything down and be laying on in my bed. And so if I'm going to be allegedly free balling and everything like that, I get up like 6 o'clock in the morning anyway. Right. So I'm not really going to have that full time for like the full 8
hours.
But even sometimes I don't, like the target time is midnight, but then by the time I actually wind down, hit land or hit the bed.
1:30.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so I'm still even possibly free balling a little bit later.
Right.
And much less, me personally, I like to, the only time I would like fully sleep naked, like I said, woman, or if I'm fresh out the shower.
Okay.
If I'm fresh out the shower and stuff, whatever, I'm like, I need to feel that thread count in my body. That's why I don't buy cheap sheets. That's why you don't buy cheap sheets. But yeah, that's it for me. So I don't know, like scientifically, if there's anything really about men being free, but women, like it's been trapped up all day. Like same thing. I look at like, yo, if you the type of dude that wear boxer briefs or briefs and everything like that, you kind of been supported for a long duration of the damn day.
Yeah.
Be free a little bit.
Free up, man. Free up.
So yeah. All right. We want to start.
Are we through the poll stuff?
Let's get ready to Trey Songz.
Entree is over, and now we get into the main courses.
Entree-vous. Let's do this. All right. So, all right. Talk about Trey Songz and his exposing a woman's breasts at 2013.
2013.
How you feel about Trey? Let's say this. How you feel about Trey as what he's presented to himself as the world, as a R&B artist, and then from what other things you see? Because it's kind of like a surviving R. Kelly thing.
Yeah.
Some people are a fan of R. Kelly's music, but they don't condone his nonsense. Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm like that too. I feel like I can separate the music from the thing, from the person.
Yeah.
But a lot of people and stuff say, oh, the proof's in the lyrics and everything like that too.
Right.
But we've deciphered many, many moons ago that not every fucking artist writes their own lyrics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if someone else wrote the lyrics and they're just singing it, and you're like, he's singing about a girl he abused. Did he though? Yeah. I'm like, what if someone else wrote the song?
But here's also the thing again, like if going back to like the songwriter, if it was a script written for a movie, okay.
My Heath Ledger shit.
You know how some actors complain that they get typecast?
Yeah.
Right? So let's say it's an actor who gets typecast and all the roles he plays is an asshole.
Mm.
But really in person,
sweet as pie.
Sweet as pie, right? But as soon as he hits the road, nobody knows him as that sweet of pie person because of the characters that's been written for him. Joffrey. Perfect example.
Jackie Gleason. Yeah, that's his name.
Perfect example, right? You get shitted on because people identify you with what you put out, right? So, I mean, we ain't saying Kelly innocent of some of the things but it's possible that the songs that he sung doesn't necessarily have to be written by him, but still contain these elements that now that we listen back to we might consider cringeworthy. Right? When I look at when I look at Trey Songz,
Mm-hmm.
he almost strikes me as somebody coming into the R&B scene as that bad boy type.
So when you got presented with Trey Songz, so okay, what's the first song you heard from Trey?
I'm trying to remember the first song.
Because the first song I heard of Trey was "Just Gotta Make It," and that didn't come off as bad boy type. And the second song I heard was like that. I don't wanna leave, but I gotta go right now.
Okay, I was familiar with those songs, but for me, he didn't really make the impact until the birthday song.
Say ah.
Yeah, say ah. And
Cool
then
girl, it's your birthday.
prior to that, I don't know, was the Drake song in him Replacement Girl? Did that come out before that? The Say Ah?
Yeah, it came out before.
Right. So I knew him from then, but I think that's kind of where I got that whole R&B bad boy image from.
Mm-hmm.
Is because the way I was introduced to him was with hip hop around it.
Okay.
Right. And the hip hop guys he was around at the time would have been considered bad boys.
Mm.
Right. It'd have been different if I knew him from the songs that you mentioned, like from then, like getting that R&B vibe and so forth like that.
Yeah.
So I've always seen him in that light. And in that time, hip hop, going all the way back then, was still misogynistic.
Yeah.
Right? So the correlation, I didn't really see it far off from how he was singing, how he was carrying himself. And again, being young, being somebody who may not quite understand, I may have not seen seen it as misogynistic at that time. Just being a fan of hip hop and you grow, you learn, right? So to see what's happening now, I wouldn't say that I expected it, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I'm surprised. And another reason why I say that is because these people, they get to such a level that the entitlement that they feel is unreal.
Of course.
It's unreal. So, they do shit feeling like they could just get away with it.
But okay. See, I always look at, like, we're going to get back to Trey, but I want to say, like, I feel like that entitlement that kind of comes with it, this is what people break their neck for.
Right.
Because let's say you're watching Degrassi and you're seeing Drake and stuff, whatever, playing a character in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And then you look, and then, like, say you went to him in the past and stuff, and like, yo, you're going to be one of the biggest megastars on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
And then I don't think his attitude is the same way compared to, like, Virgil and I are the only two with this type of watch.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. The level of entitlement, it comes with, like, I guess this
territory.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah.
So I expect nothing but celebrities to act like this.
You're right.
I think the thing and stuff is I find it heartwarming or endearing when I see celebrities and stuff on, like, the humblest human forms possible.
Yeah.
Come looking like, you could be, like, typical, like what I'm used to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you're into philanthropy.
Yeah.
And that's what I dig and stuff about celebrities and stuff, like the older I've become.
Right.
So when I don't see that, like, the philanthropy or the good side, I expect this.
Yeah.
Like, I expect, like, if I'm Trey Songz and stuff like that, I wouldn't have that many charges. But I mean, but if I had that kind of level of stuff, I don't think it. Like, all right, let's talk about the titty thing.
Yeah.
So when he pulled 2013, pulled the girl's bikini top at the casino pool party thing, the day party. Titty out! Titties out! I kind of expect that from a frat boy.
Yeah.
Because some frat boys, to me, not all you guys,
Not all.
you seem entitled.
Right.
So now you have this rich R&B singer, handsome dude, who always have women throw themselves at him. And then did he kiss Tony Braxton? He kissed somebody at an award show. Can't remember. But
that's a point there when you say having all these women throw stuff at you. I remember going to the Up in Smoke tour, right? This gotta be, I want to say,
You're an old man. The new kids have Rolling Loud. But
yeah. This
tomato,
is
tomato.
like maybe this is like might have been 2005 or
right. Yeah. I went.
And I remember going there, and I can't remember if it was Eminem performing or if it was Snoop Dogg performing, right? But down in the lower bowls, tops were just coming off, like titties was just
Titties out.
titties out, right?
Oh, Trey Songz, titties out.
Yeah, so I'm
Titties out.
so I'm looking at this, I'm like, these people not only do they reach the level of entitlement, but you have women out there who are literally promoting it. You know what I mean? So how do you, in your mind, when you know there's women out there promoting it, how do you separate that in your mind? Like
Very hard.
Yeah, from a woman who's promoting for a woman who doesn't want that at all. Because first of all, first of all, she came to it was a cabana she came to, right? She came to the cabana. She in a bra top. Not saying bikini top.
Yeah.
Not saying that because how she's dressed, she asked for it, right? But again, the entitlement, right? The entitlement. And knowing that, who knows, like before he even did that, I don't know what happened before that. There might have been 3 or 4 women walking around topless.
That's true. That's true.
Right? So if you're in there and you know there's women out there who are doing it freely, you see your breasts, oh, here come this one go, oh, she probably don't care if her breast is shown either. Titty shot. You know what I mean? It's like just that from that perspective, the entitlement, and then just being around that.
Right.
It's like, because you hear some wild stories from people on tours, whether it be
That's
rock,
so many podcasts for
country. You know what I mean?
When you hear some of the I want to say when you hear some of the groupie stories and all
Yeah.
I don't knock it, but I just look at it where this is where I go back about do you want the easy or you want the difficult? Remember Shorty asked about $10. You want the woman that you can feed with $10 or you want the woman you can feed with $100 and stuff? The $100 might be the more quality and all this type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the women who are probably covered up or like you're not exposing themselves like that. If you really, really and truly want her,
Yeah.
you just have to put in more work to get her because the easy stuff is already topless.
Easy stuff is already
Why not go
topless.
for the easy stuff and just call it a day?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna go whip this out on like me in general. I'm not gonna go grab a titty and stuff. But if I have like, this is my event, or
Yeah.
I'm like feature event person,
Yeah.
and I have like 3 or 4 titties, like you're saying, and stuff, pairs of titties and stuff just out, and I'm there like this. No, I want to see her titties out now. but Trey, you have 4 titties out already, 4 pairs out. I need hers to be the 5th. So I'm like, you're setting yourself up for failure.
And why is she in here without her titties? And again, entitlement, right? Why is she here without her titties out? When all the other 4 is here. You better put a titty out too. Matter of fact, let me help you. Like just like that. And like
the state of mind, you're right.
The state of mind, right?
You're right.
And then we're looking at people who are at that time are probably high as fuck, drunk as fuck, right? And we know just the regular person without the feel of entitlement.
Facts. Now you multiply that.
You multiply that.
Good point. That's a valid point. That's a valid damn point. I get it. You're not pitching a campaign to save him.
No.
But when you look at it in like the whole totality of it,
right?
You're absolutely right. It doesn't make it right, but a lot of things can just kind of get misconstrued.
Yeah.
Because I remember I have a guy friend and he was telling me that he went somewhere where he went there for like drinks. And then like he's like they start playing like some music. He's like he heard the music in like Blade or somewhere like that. Where he's like he heard it in a movie, not his type of scene.
Yeah.
And he said like when like the kicked in, clothes start coming off. So he's like, oh shit, this chick getting topless. He's like, and then he was saying the stuff, whatever, like, these type of people are crazy, you know,
Right.
Caucasians,
Right.
whatever, right? He's a black dude.
Yeah.
He's like, they can get kind of lit. And he said, dudes start dropping their pants. So he's like, titties out, dicks are out. He's looking like, what kind of party is this? So he
Right.
said he's gonna cover up his cup just in any case somebody slips some shit in here because he don't know why these people are acting like, because he said it's more than 20 people
More than 20 people.
doing this.
Yeah.
You see people kissing, and the next thing you know, whatever you see like legit penetration. I'm a Toronto club, by the way.
Okay.
So I'm looking at stuff, I'm like, well, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so what did you do? Because I'm looking like, that's a lot of stuff in the
That's a
air
lot
or
of
whatever,
stuff
right?
going
Like, you know,
on,
how do you keep saying to that,
Right.
whatever, right? He's looking like, he's like, yo, he just looked at us like he ain't trying to catch no charge.
Yeah.
So he said he just threw back his drink and stuff and told the person he's gonna take a cab to where he parked because
Yeah.
he parked at someone else's spot.
Right.
And they came down like together in the cab. He's like, yeah,
I'm out.
it's
Yeah.
not my thing.
Yeah.
He's like, you would have dipped too, right, Marv? I'm like, I would have kind of just kindly watched from the bar. Just watch.
But then eventually.
If I don't get no pungent smell, I'm gonna watch. If I start like, I'm like, someone ain't washed their ass.
down the cut.
Did someone not bathe before going, you know,
Yeah.
team naked? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then I'd be out. But I wouldn't really partake. But then again, I don't like to put myself in a situation where I'm not in that much of control of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like, would it be far off for him to say, I prefer to him to say, and this still doesn't make it right. I prefer him to say some shit like, you know, because he talk smooth. He's like,
Yeah.
maybe I'm Trey Songz. If I can't take that, if I can't make you get naked, I'll sing a song to make you get naked. You know,
Right.
some smooth shit.
Right.
And if that's no convincing and stuff, next.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
forcing your way onto some shit like, hey, yo, oh no.
It's
I feel like he's
It's
working his way to be the
crazy.
new R. Kelly.
it's crazy. And then you wonder, right? Okay, does that happen? Does it go off like that in another scenario? Like let's just say he's in a mall and it's the same fan and she's in the same clothing and she just walks up to him and say, "Hey, Trey Songz, I'm a huge fan of yours. Can I get a hug?" And he just hugs her.
Yeah, I think the environment makes
You know
it
what I mean?
different.
The environment makes a whole lot of difference,
Yeah,
right? Now, granted, she's not the only one.
no.
Right? So we can't just say, okay, it's because of this why it happened. Obviously, he's got a problem with dealing with women, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the entitlement is real. And he's not the only one,
No.
right? And because women may not have come forward with others in the industry, it happens more often than not.
Well, I think, let me say this. To the WNBA players, to other celebrities,
Yeah.
right? And other women, I feel like it would, I don't want to say spark a revolt, but something will come up where if you were one of the women who you felt silenced before,
Yeah.
you have other women have spoken up about this monster,
Right.
right? So I feel like it's kind of like you're not identifying a monster. There's no harm and stuff to say. There might be harm, and I feel it. Like I feel it for this girl, this 2013 girl.
Yeah.
I feel it for her and stuff. Megan, that's her name. I don't even want to say her last name, so people start searching her up and shit.
Right.
Like, but I feel like, like the trauma she went through at that time. 'Cause she had an awkward kind of laugh. She's looking like, what the fuck just happened? Because she's covering up like
Of
this.
course, because she's not about
And she
that.
like, yeah, she's not about that life, right? And so now she's trauma then.
Yeah.
And then for this video to now go out to the world, trauma again.
Yeah.
And if
Because because you got to think, as bad as the trauma was at that time, she got to be thinking to herself, well, at least my parents or my family or my whatever don't know what just happened.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as bad as she felt, she might have been like, okay, you know what? I'm kind of glad that it happened in this setting where 4 other girls already have their titties out
Or people around.
or people are around.
Instead of like, cause I think there was one allegation that he anally raped somebody,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
At a party.
At a party.
So I'm assuming said woman got raped in like a one-on-one type of setting, maybe like a washroom or somewhere like where it's just him and her, right? Either that or his people's just sick. But like, I'm assuming like that's the case. But in this situation, they were around other people. In the video, you've seen other people and stuff around, right? So it's kind of like they were kind of like her safeguard if it were to go any kind of further.
And like, because I haven't seen the video, right? But I would like to know what was the response when it happened.
Well, to the girl or people around?
People around, were they like, oh,
well, do you see? Well, the camera panned real quick to show like another woman across the way, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, they're in shock. Everybody's in shock, but the video's not long.
Okay,
the video's not long and stuff like that, whatever, right? But it was still a shock and awe to everybody.
Okay, because again, I only say that because if everybody's celebratory about it, then you start to feel like maybe I shouldn't feel bad about what just happened. You know what I mean? And kind of almost feel bad, like you're feeling bad about it, right? And then you keep that, and you say, okay, well, you know what?
Well, no one can tell you how you feel, though.
No one can tell you how you feel, right?
Right.
But in that situation, you might say, okay, you know what? Everybody's cool with it. It's not a big deal. You may not tell yourself that it's not a big deal, right? Well, here comes a few years later, where this video is now making the rounds, where it's in a public domain where your family can see, your teacher can see. All these people you may have hold in such high regard or feel like they hold you in such high regard. Now see you in this vulnerable moment. That can give you some trauma.
That's what I'm saying.
Can give you some trauma.
Like I said, the trauma at the time and the trauma now.
Yeah.
Those are two different types of traumas and stuff for there, but they're still happening to the same person. So it's a compound thing. Yeah. It's like one trauma moment to this trauma moment. Like, I feel it for her. I feel it for her, but I feel it for all the women. I want to say that there's so many allegations because I want to say if it was one off, and like you humble yourself and you keep quiet, then that's it. I looked at it where 9 years ago, Trey Songz to today, like, you know, that from that situation in 2013 to now in 2022, there's time for growth and development.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So this is the reason why, like, I was scratching my head when it came to like her peoples and her lawyer and her law team with the lawsuit, with the $5 million lawsuit.
Right.
But I'm like, the lawsuit is more for the mental damage that happened to her.
Yes.
Right? Because even if he wasn't Trey Songz and he was regular Joe Schmo, they still should be suing for damages.
Yeah.
Right? They still should be suing for damages and stuff, but I just feel like it's just higher. And some people look at it like it was a cash grab, but I don't look at it as, I looked at it as a cash grab at one point because I was looking like, where does the statute of limitations end?
Well, I was
because let's say I don't have a situation like that to my knowledge. Let me touch wood.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at like, if I did something like that in 2005,
right,
and you're now about to, you know, put me in front of a jury and stuff in 2022, I'm not that same Marv.
No, you're not. You're not. But here's the other thing about it too, right? It's like people may look at it as a cash grab, but she just may have gone into this with the purest of intentions of, no, I'm traumatized and this is what's happening, and I go to speak to somebody about it, right? And they say, no, well, you're a victim, right? So now you got to go to a lawyer, right? The minute you go to a lawyer, right? And the lawyer knows who the accused is, it becomes a cash grab. Because he's going to try now and seek for the most amount of money that he can possibly get from this individual.
True.
Right? Whether if it was a Joe Schmo, if this was a Joe Schmo regular dude, they're not asking for $5 million.
No, they're probably like 100 racks, probably 100,000.
Right? Yeah. So then that's why it appears to be a cash grab, and it doesn't necessarily. I don't look at her as the person who's I'm still looking at her as the victim.
No, and like in the whole, like a whole point of view, like different angles and everything. I'm just saying this is from like the blogs.
Yes.
From the blogs that I've seen to like the website to like other places where the video is.
Right.
And then the comments and everything like that. They're like, now you want to sue? And I was like, I just want to know where does like the statute of limitations and stuff, because like I said, that's a good duration.
It is a good duration.
Remember, I said on old episodes and stuff like, well, even the Kavanaugh situation, I'm like, yo, you got 5 years in my world.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, and people came at me. They're like, oh, you can't put no time frame on the trauma and everything. I'm like, yo, we all need therapy.
Yeah.
We all need therapy.
All.
And if you've been through a traumatic situation, you need to be first in line.
Yeah.
You need to be first in line and stuff, whatever. You can't heal what you don't reveal. So you're going to live with this trauma for that long? Why this monster has the opportunity to do this shit to other people or even to another family member that you might know.
This is true.
You need to put the monster to bed.
Yeah.
The best way you can. So if this be the case, like, like we say, some people, like when it comes to like the Black Lives Matter and all that type of stuff, they don't recognize the people, but they recognize the dollar. So if you hit them where it hurts, they move different.
Right.
That be that.
So, I mean, where do you think? Because, I mean, we know the allegations are popping up now. Do you think going forward, he's going to see himself under more lawsuits and more scrutiny? Is this time for him to now? What does Trey Songz do now at this point?
I ain't Trey Songz. I don't know what to tell you. Do that.
If you're his handler, right? Looking out for
that word is hard.
It is.
It's harsh.
It is. Looking out for his best interest. What is it that you advise?
Throw him in therapy. Go to therapy. Go to rehab, go to therapy and stuff, and let them know, like, you're actually willing to try and change and stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to try and change, then you need to find you a boo thing. Find you a woman. Find you one woman or one person, or hell, create a sex cult. And have like multiple women and stuff. We've seen other like celebrity guys with like multiple women around them and everything, like an entourage and everything.
Yeah.
Have decent women, you do these things and stuff, whatever too. Because I'm pretty sure like you would probably cater to them and everything like that, since they're willing to put up with your fuck shits.
There's women about it.
But this is what I'm saying. Like I look at it like, I always laugh at Kanye as the meanest thing. But like when Amber Rose said like Kanye likes fingers in his butt and everything like that, I don't think you let a woman like that walk out of your life to say that.
To say those type of things.
You're like, hey, we're gonna keep you right here. Right here.
Remember that NDA I had you sign?
Yeah. I'm gonna need you like to be real close, so not put the bad press out here. So if you have your set women where, I think with Selena Powell and stuff, yeah, she had like a rape allegation against him, but I think one of her friends said that he peed on her.
Right.
So when she said he peed on her and everything like that, and then like Selena Powell, because it was the same podcast and stuff, for the No Jumper podcast. Yeah, they were there. Selena Powell was like, I ain't fucking with Trey Songz no more. My court people are gonna deal with him and shit like that, right? And then when the friend's like, well, he just told me to lean my head back and he peed, whatever, right? And I'm looking like, yeah, you keep those ones and stuff, so you can do your fuck shits with them. Mm-hmm. These are your breadwinners and stuff like. These are the ones that's getting this NDA money.
Yep.
That's what I would do if I was his handler. That word is harsh. I can't handle nobody but my damn self. Not even my son I can handle.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. I just look where he has to change. Something has to get done. But something has to give. Who am I?
I would definitely say he's a candidate for therapy, because
we all are.
Yeah, we all are. But I mean, a lot of times stuff like this is learned behavior.
He learned it when he got more rich and richer. Yeah. Like I said, if you would have told me like that the song Just Gotta Make It, right? He's singing like he's like, a suit and a smile is not gonna fit me. taking a bus for some miles is gonna kill me.
Right.
But he's like, yo, like, I want to make you happy. Like, he's singing to the girl, like, I just gotta make it. Like, you know, shawty. So if you tell me that person who sung that song from back then might become to like this point where he's doing all of this, I'd be like, impossible. Like, I wouldn't believe it.
We wouldn't believe it.
I wouldn't believe it. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like even like some celebrities, like I hear I had tons of celebrities telling me like, or like saying in interviews, like, oh, I was well like this, and then, you know, the cocaine got to me.
Yeah.
That's some rich people shit. Mm-hmm. The glitz and lights, the celebrity, the stardom. So these things will change a person. And that's where they'll learn these things.
Yeah, these things will definitely change the person. But at the same time, it could have been with him all this time. I mean,
shoulda, woulda, coulda. I don't see.
You say all of it like a few episodes back, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were revealing to me like how many women that you know identified with being raped, and these are not stars,
right?
So I'm saying, if you're somebody like that, right? Is that something that you just picked up on your own? It might be something that you're used to seeing. You might. Listen, when I was younger, right? When I was younger, I know men who used to talk like, yo, you mean you should not give the pum pum. You have to tap that.
Yikes.
That like,
yikes.
Like I've heard men say that.
Whoa, he got a charge coming.
But this is what I'm saying. And that's in a time when people thought that was okay. Men thought that was okay. Right? So if you're around that culture and that becomes a part of your thinking, right? Whether you're rich or not, you may still behave like that.
See, I don't want to assume anything.
No, I don't want to assume anything.
No, I know, but I'm saying like.
But that's why I start off saying entitlement's a bitch.
Entitlement's a bitch. But that's what I'm saying.
Entitlement will make you do some shit.
I don't know where he learned set things. Right. And I don't want to assume that for all we know, like he could have had like mom, and my mom laid a threat on me. My mom told me and stuff for that. She's like, you can rob a bank. You can rob a bank and go to jail, and I can understand and stuff for that. You can kill somebody that can, you know, tell me and I can understand. But she's like, yo, if you rape a woman or you hit a woman, forget you have a mother. But that's my mom telling me some shit like that, right? So that's what I'm saying. So now I have to grow up with that, learning this from like before double digits.
Right.
So I grew up with this and stuff in my head. So I move different from thing. Now, I don't know what kind of raise, you know, whatever foundation you got.
Yeah.
But those worlds and stuff, whatever, will tend to vary, like I said, if you're introduced to some new shit. Because if you were an innocent person and stuff, holier than thou, and then you end up turning into like Charles Manson.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, he was a schoolboy. He went to church every Sunday, devoted. Something changed. That wasn't from that part. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to assume anything for him. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, we all need therapy. He should be like in front of the line since he has the celebrity access pass. Yeah. The entitlement pass to kind of bump the line. Yeah. Be like, hey, I was wondering if I can get a few free therapy sessions, whatever. They're like, who are you? But if they're like, Trey Songz, like, hey, I want free celebrity, you know, therapy sessions, they'd be like, right this way. Can we use you as a commercial?
This is the most, well, I won't say the most recent allegation, but this is the most recent charge that's coming up, right? From the incident happened in 2013. What does the timeline look in between that? Because again, you're saying, if you're coming at me now, there's a period of chance that I could have changed, right?
Timeline not looking good.
Timeline not looking good. So maybe it could be as simple as she's seen as saying, you know what, I stayed silent for too long, and your victim's after me. Yeah. So let me now say something.
Help put the monster to bed.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Yeah. But I'm just looking at this stuff as where does the statute of limitations and stuff kick in?
Listen, we watch Cosby. Ain't no statute of limitations.
Clearly. There's
no statute of limitations.
This is where I have a problem. That's where I have a problem. I don't have a problem with stuff with a person going through some stuff like this. Right. I have a problem with the statute of limitations. Right. Because my thing and stuff is that, so if we're gonna go, like, do we have a 10-year thing? Like, we need to create a precedent. Because before we lived in a time, like, it's just like, we had the Model T. Yeah. The Ford car, right? Yeah. It had no seatbelts. It had no roof. Right. Now, you have a roof, you have seatbelts, there's different laws on the road. We need to move forward with new rules and say like, all right, we can't crucify a priest or a preacher who, or even a monk who person is like, you're like, you know, they did all their sinning in their 20s.
Right.
And now for the next like 40 years, they're devoted monk. And you're like, yo, hold up, man. We got to put this sucker to bed. And man's like, I am not that same person.
Right.
Catch me when I'm about to be like, I'm about to change or I'm in that process and stuff of like converting to something else.
Yeah.
Catch me beforehand. That's what I said. There needs to be a statute of limitations here.
Right.
This has to be. And he's not only I'm not saying it pertains to him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
In general. Because in a car accident, you hit me, I'm getting ready to say like, should I sue you or not sue you? I have 2 years.
Yeah.
We know the statute of limitations on that is 2.
Yeah.
What is it for allegations and sexual assault? If there's none, we need to create one.
Yeah. Yeah. Because in creating one, we stop this long necessary drawn-out business. If I know that I felt like in my heart, I felt like I was raped, and I know after this 2-year mark, whether I felt like I was raped or not, it doesn't matter regardless because I can't make a claim. Listen, I'm gonna make the claim before the 2-year mark.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna have to fight it out in court. Whether you feel like you raped me or not, this is how I feel. But you're right. Because how do we even know that it could even been something that was brought back up? She might have just, not to say that she might have forgotten it. You don't forget anything like that, right?
You don't forget any celebrity run-ins you have.
Right. But she might have put that in the back of her mind. Because it's a traumatizing experience, right? So that might be that might have been sitting in the back of her mind for many of years, and she just, what does it call it? Cognitive dissonance, whatever. You just block that part of your life out.
Or deep compartmentalize it.
Right?
Yeah.
Here's something that comes fresh to bring it right back to the forefront of your mind. So now you got to deal with it again, all over.
That's what I'm saying, like earlier with the trauma.
Yeah.
You dealt with it in the situation, now you had to deal with it all over again and stuff because let's say it's not her that put the video out.
No.
So, and as I said, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm just asking for like a statute of limitations, like something has to be set. We're living in different times where we didn't have it before, let's have it now. Because if we keep pulling people up and stuff from that, whatever, I don't think you want change. I don't think you want change. You just want to cancel. Right. And I'm not down with cancel culture. You just want to cancel. Are we looking for change?
So definitely, if you put a statute
of limitations?
Statute of limitation on it, right? What are we, it's got to be something where hundreds of cases review, right? Because on one end, we're looking at it as the offender could change his ways, right? But
it can be a he. Why can't it be a she?
He or she could change their ways, right?
Or they.
Or prefer not to say. Who's to say, again, the victim, right? Mind state at the time does not realize that it is rape, right? Years go by, right? They mature, right? They see different situations happening. And then all of a sudden they realize, they go back to that night and they say, no, I was raped. And now I understand that, right? I want justice for myself.
Too late.
Too late?
Too late. In my world, it's too late. You got 5 solid years. I would say 5 years. Because I look at this stuff as like, something traumatic happens today, you're going to be shocking off for at least like a year.
At least a year. Then you might want to speak, you might, certain things, stuff in your world might not be that stable because of that situation. Right. You might feel a type of way. I was in a car accident last year. Right. And I want to say, even driving on that route to and fro, I felt that. Yeah. I felt that. Of course.
I want to say, even if I'm like, if it's a clear day or whatever, and if I'm in that vicinity, I still feel that. Yeah. But I have to deal with that.
Right.
And I shouldn't make it as something like on my to-do list. It's a immediate type of thing.
Right.
I have to make a choice and stuff to say like, I'm uncomfortable about said situation.
Right.
What do I do about it?
Okay. One more, and then we can wrap up.
Yeah, you ain't letting this go. Go ahead.
No, because I just want to make sure when we set a statute of limitation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be clear that we're also taking the victim in consideration.
Of course.
Right? Okay, so
Okay. The reason why I say 5 years.
right.
Year for the trauma.
Right.
Right? Another year you might tell somebody or you like who you possibly might deem worthy of this.
Right.
And if you do, then you probably might need like another 2 years of therapy.
Right.
Then you might need a year to like gather like a law team or whosoever if need be, or
Right.
go to authorities and stuff about set situation.
Right.
But I feel like if you wait past like a longer duration and stuff like that, it's just like I was hit with a lawsuit one time from a car accident.
Right.
Right? The dude waited. The car accident took place on the November 2nd of 2009.
Yes.
I got the lawsuit Halloween 2011.
Right.
Few more days. He'd been out the range.
Mm-hmm.
So now he caught within the range.
Yeah.
And the court's looking like, if this affected your life so much, like he said, loss of enjoyment of life, can't perform duties with his wife, can't do day-to-day tasks.
Yeah.
If this was so much of a problem, why didn't you say something at the appointed time?
At that point in time. What was it? Did he give any?
They didn't give a cent to him.
Okay.
They didn't give a cent.
Yeah. Now, I agree with when you say 5 years. I agree, right?
Mhm.
Like that. There, if you're gonna put a duration of time, that seems fair enough,
Mm.
right? What I was gonna say to that is, okay, that 5 years period that we're saying, right? Are we going to say, for instance, 5 years after adulthood? Because I'm thinking to myself, what if this happens to somebody who's a child, and they because we're saying a child cannot be charged for an adult crime because their brain is not not fully developed to understand what they did, right?
Correct.
So I'm saying, if this had happened to a child,
If it happened to them at 14 and stuff
Right.
like that, when they hit 18,
right,
they have 5 years after that.
Okay, that's all I want. Is all I want to make
5
sure.
years.
Yeah,
5 years
okay.
as a child.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is me not being a lawmaker,
Right.
but this is me just brainstorming.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no- it's
no,
not
no,
even.
no,
I haven't
of
even heard
course.
a brainstorm idea
Of course.
about this because I was trying to look for it, like the Cosby situation, other cases and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I was like, there's no, so we can just pull up things from any given time.
Right.
Like, okay, this is a podcast. I've said probably some wild shit, some wild stories and everything like that, whatever,
Yeah.
right? Say the podcast goes for like 15 odd years and stuff. We're still doing podcasts. You're doing your big shit. I'm doing my big shit. They're looking like, in 2018, Marv did say da-da-da,
Yeah.
right? It's fucking 15 years for that time. You're still gonna crucify me for that? Really? Nada. Miss me.
Yeah. No,
Miss me.
I agree. And
When me, myself,
yeah.
I champion growth and development.
Yeah.
So even if somebody else doesn't do that and everything, there's tons of times and stuff where I said it on the podcast too. I'm like, Smooth, you told me not to call a woman toxic.
Yeah.
And I still called the woman toxic.
Mm.
And what did I do? Immediately the following day, we have timestamp and receipt that I apologize to you in a text message.
Yeah. Yeah.
Growth and development.
Yeah.
I've learned. I'm
Yeah.
better. I move forward. Have I called a woman toxic since? Fuck no.
Well, and that's why, like I said, I wanted to end on that last note, because you're right. If you're at adulthood, you should be able to process right from wrong, and it should not take you 5 years to decide
Bam.
he was wrong
Bam.
or she was wrong, right?
Bam.
But if it happens to be before that, you may still think what happened might have been right.
I have female friends who's been raped.
Yeah.
Right? And the first thing I tell them is, I'm sorry that this happened to you.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to anybody else besides myself about this? Have you seen professional help?
Right.
And when they say no, I said, you're a part of the problem. And I'm not saying this is stuff to come at you or to come to damage your character and everything like that. But the thing is stuff is that if this situation left you scarred to go mingle with the rest of the world in a in a damaged way, you're kind of damaging the world too. You're not trying to make the world a better place. And I'm saying, you are a pivoted piece. Fuck if no one knows you. You're 1 out of 7.5 billion people and stuff and everything. You still affect your job, your family, your community, day to day. So if trauma strikes you, you're driving your car and you're like, oh my gosh, this guy jumped or this person jumped on me. And everything like that. Because, men rape men too. And like, I have a traumatic moment stuff like, oh, what happened? I'm in a car accident now. I kill a family of 4. Be like, what happened? There's no alcohol in your system. There's no THCs in your system. I had a traumatic moment. I thought about my situation. Think like, did you see anybody for it? Because your trauma just took away 4 lives. You have to see somebody about it. And it's not like there's free therapy out here or counseling, but you can't heal what you don't reveal.
Nah, you can't. You can't.
That's, you can end it like that. Let's talk about this 8-year-old. Next. Let's talk about this 8-year-old being arrested in Syracuse. Not detained, excuse me. 8-year-old young man. He was caught stealing a bag of chips. In Syracuse, New York. And some cops caught him. Cops are familiar in the neighborhood. They patrol and do their things up in the neighborhood as usual.
So it wasn't like anybody called the police on him. It was during a patrol. They seen what was going on.
Yeah, because they booked the play. So let's say, like where the whole video and stuff transpired. The store is right there.
Okay.
So where the one cruiser, like it was like 2 cruisers. The 2 police cruisers. With the other cruiser and stuff was in front of it, right from the store.
Okay.
So like right there. So they were already, first of all, that young man, he has 3 other siblings. So it's 4 boys.
Okay.
And the police has already caught and know the other siblings for such situations.
Got it.
So they knew exactly where to go when they came to the parents.
Right.
To go look for the parents and everything like that.
Right.
The father knew that the kid steals. Right?
Yeah.
The police. So from my point of view, for the folks that didn't see it, I implore you guys to watch the video and stuff to know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
From where I seen the father story from the body cam.
Yeah.
Because the police took him, took the little boy, took him home.
Yeah.
He was crying.
Right.
And there's a bystander or a witness.
Yeah.
And they recorded from their version of stuff of what was happening and everything like that. They took little boy home, took him to his father, didn't take him to jail. Didn't take him to the court, to the station, nothing like that, right? Or I guess because they knew the family so much, they brought the kid, they knew exactly where to take the kid. So it's kind of like, you can say, if you're still in a mall, you're still in a mall, they're like, hey, you got to come get your child from such and such location because we had them with the mall security, mall cops. Right? They're like, we can avoid all of that because we know exactly where this kid's going.
Yeah. It gives us an opportunity to talk to the parent.
Call me Uncle Tom, but I feel like the cops were right. Because we know the cops, we know the boys in blue could be some murderous people. Did they kill young men? No. Have they killed young men before? 1,000 times over. Right? I feel like this was the video shown, they were doing what they could do.
Right.
With the witness, they were saying like, what, he steal a bag of chips? I'll pay for it. That doesn't teach the kid anything.
No, it doesn't.
I was a badass kid.
Yeah.
I had my moments. My mom looked at me like, oh yeah? I'm gonna fuck you up later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat that ass and stuff later.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm already in trouble is already triggering tears.
Right.
The fact that they grabbed him is triggering the tears.
Of course.
So when I heard the governor of New York and stuff say like, oh, it's such a traumatic experience and stuff, hearing the child wail, any kid caught would cry.
No, I wouldn't say any kid. Right? But
majority.
I would say, majority. But it's you have to respond some way, somehow. Like if you're trying to detain this child, right? And he doesn't want to be detained.
Right.
There's not much that you can do. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't cuff him. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that they didn't cuff him.
You didn't see the other video. There's another video and stuff where his other brother that was there that didn't get caught for stealing because they checked him and realized he was cool.
Yeah.
The boy who got caught, he had the bag of Doritos and stuff in his knapsack.
Right. Yes.
Right? In his book bag. He had that and stuff, right? So they caught him. The brother didn't have anything. So they're like, we're just gonna bring him home.
Right.
The brother tried to pull his brother out of the cop's hand. The cop was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This is your brother got caught.
Yeah.
We didn't catch you.
Yeah.
What are you doing? He's like, now give my brother.
Yeah.
They need to learn a lesson.
Yeah. I think, you know what, it's the optics. You know what I mean? And people are looking at the optics of it.
Because I seen comments and stuff like, if this was a white boy,
yes.
if this was a little white boy and stuff, would this happen and stuff the same way?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
I would hope so too. And
he's not going to jail. He's not getting a no juvie record, no nothing like that and stuff.
Right.
They brought him home to the parents for the parents to deal with him. I was upset with the father because the father's like, I didn't see this video and stuff before. But I'm like, you know your boys are bad.
Yeah.
Fam.
Yeah.
You know you got badass kids.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to get upset now the fact that you're not being a proper parent to your badass kids?
It's always the optics. And I can't sit here and say that even though knowing my son's bad, seeing my son in that situation wouldn't trigger something.
Of course.
Say, okay,
it's your child.
Yeah.
It's your child.
I don't want to necessarily say the father. The father could just be at this point moving off of pure emotions. Just see that video. He might just be moving off of pure emotion. Because before, when everything
and what
happened,
does emotions do? It clouds your judgment.
Well, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. He might just be moving off of pure emotion, right? But again, we all could be moving off of pure emotions. It's because it's the optics. The first thing we might even say to ourselves, well, what might have happened if that bystander wasn't there filming?
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like,
of course.
Like these things start playing.
Yeah, George Floyd, it was only a few years ago and everything. Like, yeah, there's tons of feelings.
These things,
Tamir Rice, all these type of things.
All these things come forth. And again, emotions, right? We're not looking at the fact that, these kids were stealing something, right? From what I'm looking at, they're not manhandling him.
No.
They're restraining him.
Yeah.
Right? They don't cuff him. They don't charge him. They bring him and release him to the father's custody. Right? I don't know what else you expect them to do.
I think the top off was too. I think when I seen it on the Monday evening.
Yeah.
The bike that the cops took the little boy's bike, put in the back of the cruiser, taking back home.
Yeah.
He stole that bike.
So the bike that they brought back to his house
wasn't even his.
Was a stolen bike.
Wasn't even his. Because the father's looking like, whose bike is that? He's like, my friend's. And then the other one's like, oh, shit. Oops. You can't, my mom always used to say this stuff with her. I'll say it just like how she said, can't swear for picnic.
No, you can't.
You can't swear for kids.
My dad would say that all the time.
You can't swear for kids. Yes, you know how you raise your kids and stuff. Yeah. You might have an idea. Peer pressure is a hell of a thing. Environment's another thing.
Well, listen,
these things will change your children.
Yeah, my dad said. My dad told me one time. He says, "You know what? I'm glad the young man that you grew up to be, because I haven't heard any reports about you. I can't swear for you once you leave this house. I don't know what you're doing, but the fact is that."
I haven't got no bad press.
I ain't get no bad press. No cops have pulled you in here. I'm just going to be under the impression that you are doing you and
counting their blessings. They're counting their blessings.
Yeah.
My mom said the same thing. My mom used to tell people and stuff like that, I'm lazy as shit. This is true. Yeah. She's like, you're a lazy fucking genius. That's what my mom told me. She's like, you're a lazy genius. And I was like, eh. But then when she heard, like, if I go to my friend's house or some shit like that, or my friends' people, their parents speak so highly of me. Oh my God, Marvin is such a sweetheart. He helps out. She's like, that fucker? That one right there.
Yeah.
My mom said she's like, there's one thing about you. I don't hear bad shit about you.
Yeah.
And I count my blessings for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. She's like, I haven't had to go to no precinct. I haven't gone to no, to go deal with anything and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
I count my blessings.
Yeah.
Because she said when she hear these other stories and stuff, whatever, she's like, it ain't my baby.
Right.
So she's like, she said she's grateful for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said, the shit that I do as an adult, I had to hold myself, Accountable. That's it.
Accountable.
So, I mean,
listen, you'll have some parents that'll tell you, lock his little ass up and make him spend a night in jail, and maybe that'll teach him better.
but I'm about to say, I hear a ton of parents stuff bringing their kids to the police station and stuff, and the cop, like, say, like, the people at the desk, like, the officers at the desk, they're like, you want to throw them in there with the hardened criminals?
Yeah.
This is not Scare Straight. He needs to learn a lesson.
Yeah.
He or she needs to learn a lesson.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, we can give you the Scare Straight program.
Yeah.
And then,
But we can't physically.
Yeah, we can't do that. Like, it's against our thing.
Right.
He is under 18.
Right.
So I get it.
Yeah.
And do I see the rage and the uproar and stuff? Absolutely. Like I said, you have these situations with the cops, a dime a dozen. But how would you want the police to respond if this was your child?
And that's what I'm saying. We've seen the optics before, and because we know how it can go, this is where the emotions strain. But
you got to count the blood. This is a victory. This is a victory.
I don't know how
they could have taken his ass to juvenile hall.
I don't know how else they could have handled it. And for them to just take away the chips and let him go, that's not teaching them anything.
The guy is the witness and stuff, whatever, when he said, I'll pay for the bag. I'm like, no. That doesn't teach nothing.
No.
If you caught me shoplifting, somebody else caught me shoplifting and you're there, you're like, what did he steal?
Yeah.
He stole a $4 pair of socks. I'll pay for the socks. No, that doesn't teach this person anything.
Right.
That whole thing is, that whole brought in, held, like detained and all that type of stuff. The fear, the thoughts, hopefully the conscience, the feelings.
Yeah.
These things should take place.
Yeah.
And if not, then there might just be, I call them career crooks. Like some people, they'll just commit crime and won't have no remorse to it.
But you know what? At least if nothing persuades or change him to do better, then you now see an opportunity that this child may need therapy, and you can get him the help before it gets, before it progresses to anything worse than that. Because a lot of times, if you catch it early, you can correct it.
You probably can. Let's talk about this Massa challenge thing. How you feel about this Massa challenge? So with the Massa challenge, you have interracial couples.
Right.
Interracial couples where it's a TikTok and there's a point where they're basically saying like they belong to Massa. In a slave derogatory way. I want to say the person orchestrating it is aware.
Yes.
And the person, I want to say, I don't want to speak for all of them and stuff like that, but I want to say majority of them, they're like they're caught off. I want to say 95% of them, like they're caught off guard because they don't know what's going on.
Right.
Because I'm looking at the stuff where if my woman was to come to me, and if I was in an interracial relationship, and she's like, babe, hold my hair. Why? Just hold it. Just take a photo.
Yeah.
And then you're playing this music, whatever, like, I belong to Massa. I'm like, whoa there, whoa. How we get here?
Yeah.
This is a setup.
Yeah.
I feel like the people who initiated the video, they're taking too lightly about slavery.
Oh, way too lightly about slavery. Here's the funny thing. I was on one post and the person who posted made the comment that majority of the girls who you seen doing it were blurs.
Were what?
Blurs.
Blurs?
Black nerds. Yeah, I was just introduced to that term at that moment.
I was this old right now to find out blurred was a nerd. I'm a blurred.
Yeah.
No, I'm Marv. Fuck y'all. Don't put me in no box. Continue. Continue.
Right? So a lot of blurs were on the post.
You're a piece of shit. Continue.
No, because this is good. No, because I realized after he put that comment out,
Yeah.
that it's an actual thing, and people actually identify as this. Right?
I don't.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
But because a lot of people who consider them blurs started saying, no, it's not a blurred thing, right? And he's trying to say, well, if you go on TikTok and you type in Massa challenge, the women who I typically see who are participating in it would fall in the line of blurs. All right. So now, and I was wondering who would be the type of person that would promote such a thing. And I'm not necessarily, and then I wasn't necessarily looking at the promotion of it, rather than we are in a copycat culture.
World, but okay.
World. Copycat world, right? Whereas, even if somebody knows it's wrong, because of the fact that another person got attention for it, they're willing to go ahead and do it themselves. And that's what's so to me is so disturbing about it, because it's not like I'm looking at older couples, let's say,
doing this,
who you would hope know better, right? It's people who are young and taking, just as you say, slavery lightly. And what's sad about it is that Caucasian person who may genuinely love you for who you are, right? You just put that person in a really bad light.
Of course.
Really bad light. And you're probably not going to know how bad it is until you, as we say, mature, grow up and mature and understand what you did was stupid and foolish.
Right. So then we go back to this blurred shit with the time frame. In their 20s, they're doing this. Now, do we still crucify them when they hit like 40, 50 years old and they become teachers and now they're teaching about like Black history?
Right.
Be like, I don't know, Miss Blurred. We saw you on the Master Challenge back in the day. My father said he remembers you from the Blurred thing. But I wasn't that same person no more. I've changed, I've learned, I've grown. Growth and development.
Right.
Be like, nah.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations unlimited for this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, like the thing and stuff that I'm not a fan of when it comes to this challenge is that the copycat thing.
Yeah.
That's one. And then Whitney said the children are our future. We're fucked. Well, I couldn't wait to use this word in my life. The ramifications. Fuck a consequence. The ramifications. Of these videos. I told somebody one day, I said, if you love me, you can only record me or take photos of me with my consent.
Yeah.
So if say you and I we do some weird ass challenge and stuff in here or something like I'm about to slap Marv with a pie. Cause even a guy the other day I heard a YouTuber, he's getting charged with stuff. He was going around like in the neighborhood, in his neighborhood, and just pieing people. Hitting people with pies and stuff in their face, like whipped cream pies.
Yeah.
Hit people in the face and stuff. And like one lady, she's pushing the kid and stuff in the stroller and she fell down and she was trying to protect her, like, stroller from like rolling off and everything like that, whatever. Yeah. She sued him.
Yeah.
She sued him.
Yeah.
So these things have consequences and stuff like that, right? So if you catch me in whatever challenge, I'm like, ha, 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 and everything, you're like, I'm going to post it. Let me agree to it.
Yeah.
Let me agree to it. I don't feel like they still agreed to it, whatever. If they even said like, whatever.
Yeah.
The ramifications to this, whatever. 4 agreements, baby. I'm hooked on that book. Be impeccable with your words. Don't say a fucking whatever when this shit might come back to haunt you.
Yeah.
They fired the guy I think he said, grab her by the pussy. On the news.
On the news.
Yeah.
So the guy who walked past the news reporter?
Right.
Right.
Grab her by the pussy. They hunted his ass down.
Oh, yeah.
They fired him from and he wasn't even the one to get interviewed.
Yeah. He was bawling after.
Exactly.
So,
there's consequences to these things.
Yeah.
We over here, stuff in North America, we fucking free as shit. We think nothing like this. You think a Massa challenge would happen like in Thailand? I always bring up Thailand because Thailand did like, yo, don't fuck with us. We got our shit in law, in order. A lot of countries look at like North America, like joke land. Your leaders are jokers.
Yeah.
Your leaders allow a lot of fuck shit.
Yeah.
This is why we're number one in this and that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I see it. So the consequences to these things, if you know somebody that participated in this shit, tell them to delete that video before they get seen.
If you're a parent of any one of these blurs, you really need to sit them down and educate them.
Yeah.
You do. Because a lot of this shit is misguided, severely misguided. And then after after being misguided, it's just copycat syndrome. Listen, man, not all challenges you got to be involved in.
Yeah, but you can't tell the kids that. You can't tell the kids that. I feel like, again, we come from a world where social media didn't exist.
Right.
Right? And social media was something that came up.
Right.
And we adhere to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to be a child that's born into social media. When I was a young child, I had no iPad, no iPod, no tablet,
nothing, right,
to work with.
Right.
The zeitgeist is a different time. It's a different time. My thing and stuff is that we now need to know for a fact, like, okay, I have this young child, I'm exposing him to this and the third. Like my son, his tablet, it has YouTube for kids.
Right.
YouTube for kids.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play a role and stuff in the things that he does. His mother and I, we try to work accordingly and together to say, like, some of this fuck shit that we see these other kids are doing out here, we can't. No. Not today, Satan.
No, you have to.
And that's the thing. So as a parent now, you have to speak to your child and be like, hey, if you think about these challenges, I'll Joe Jackson your shit. No, I'm just fucking around. But like, you let them know, like, there's consequence to these things. And you need to be mindful and all the type of stuff.
Exactly.
The choking game, challenge, the cinnamon shit with people planking off a balcony, motherfuckers fell and fall to their death.
Yeah.
You need to, as a parent or as a guardian, you need to notify these kids and let them know, like, hey, not all challenges are meant to be done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's some worthy ones, but it comes to the parental aspect because, like you said, their brain is still developing. Proper guidance will help nourish it and make it flourish.
Yeah. And it's not to say that they can't make mistakes. They're gonna make mistakes, but you gotta.
I still make mistakes.
You gotta point out. You can't sit back and watch that mistake happen and not try to correct it.
No.
In some shape or form. You gotta make them aware of what it is. And when I say make them aware, again, the consequences of the action, right? What they may options. Because sometimes teens just do things because they feel like they have to. No. There's options. You don't have to fall to peer pressure. But you got to figure out what it is that you need to do when you're faced with that situation. Right? So maybe you weren't equipped when it happens. So let's talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
This is what maybe you should have did. Or there are options other than the route that you went down.
Yeah, but once it happened, it happened.
Once it happened, it happened.
Some things you can't take back.
You can't take back, but you got to learn from it.
Yeah.
You got to learn from it and move forward.
Oh, of course. Let's get to the question of the week.
Question of the week.
How do you play the game of life to win when people around you pray for you to lose? I feel like there's tons of times before you answer the question where you would think a lot of people are in your corner for you to win.
Yeah.
You think they're like, go, go, go. But in actuality, when you can witness it or you're self-aware enough to realize that they're not really championing you.
No.
They're just praying for your downfall. Pray in for your downfall.
Yeah.
Right?
Either praying for your downfall or waiting to ride your coattail.
So what if you don't?
What's more destructive?
man. People do things for their benefit, man.
Yeah.
Either you gonna get these jokes or I'm gonna get this money.
Yeah.
get these perks. How do you play the game of life when you know people and stuff? Let's say you probably have people that you might be aware of and stuff don't give a fuck about your podcast, don't give a fuck about how you and your family progress in life and everything like that. But they look at you like, hey, how are you? I see your little. It always comes with people like, I see your little podcast.
Yeah.
I see your little truck.
Yeah.
I see your little Airbnb. I see you doing some things.
It took me a while, right?
Mm.
As much as I want to see people win, right? I know it's not reciprocal, right? With that being said, everybody's a player in this game of life.
Absolutely.
And everybody's trying to win, right? I've come to the mindset that I can't control your thoughts or I can't control your actions. When you roll your dice, I don't know what's coming up on your dice or how you interpretate what moves to make with your dice. And you know what? It's not for me to determine what you do with your dice, how you roll your dice. The only thing I can control is what I do when I roll my dice.
Absolutely.
Right? And how I roll my dice, I gotta be prepared to make the moves accordingly for myself, regardless whether it's being championed or not. Because at the end of the day, it's still going to fall on me. Whether I did my 100% or only did 75%, hoping that this person over here is going to do 25. When they don't do 25, who does it fall on? It doesn't fall on anyone back but me. Because I satisfied myself with the 75, thinking that somebody's going to help me out with the 25. When I really could have probably pushed myself to do the whole 100 and not worry about what anybody else is thinking or wanting to do. Right? Now, if I meet somebody and I see that, they're at 75, but how they're moving, they're pushing towards 80. I'm at 75 and how I'm moving, I'm pushing towards 80. But maybe during my push towards 80, if I give a little bit of that to that person, and now they're pushing towards 80, has now gone farther to a 90, I'm okay with that. Right? And if the person is doing the same to me, I'm okay with that. But I'm not going to be dependent on it.
Because you're still going to do you.
I'm still going to do me. So with that mindset now, listen, whether you care if I win or not, I can't. I'm not willing to let it affect me. I got to be the one who's willing to win on my own.
So I used to be the type of person where I used to take all the hate that I used to get and just throw it in for fuel. Yeah. Right?
It's
use the hate for motivate.
That's a good one.
And then I realized and stuff that, yes, some people, they kind of wait. They wait for like the Titanic to sink. But I think when you're, I'm going to toot my horn. I think when you win a lot, when they expect you to lose, you start to lose the haters. I think you start to lose a good portion of the haters and everything. I'm going to say the close proximity haters. So once you start losing the close proximity haters and they're not in your way or in your eyesight, you have a clear vision of forward, just move forward. So that's what my thing is. My thing and stuff is that I respond to the positive feedback mechanism. And if it's more negative and everything like that, I don't break my neck to prove to anybody but myself. But I look at it stuff as like, all right, stay there. Keep making your noise. I'm going to go be great. I use that from them to everything and stuff, whatever. Like you see when I play video games, when I do certain type of things, there's always people like, nah, this. They just hating and stuff before I even start.
Right.
I'm used to that.
Yeah.
I've been getting it all my life.
All your life.
But I know I'm a winner.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna persevere. So when it comes down to it, even if the person doesn't know they're a winner,
Yeah.
you have to believe.
You have to.
You're a winner.
believe.
You think, therefore you are.
I used to, before my father-in-law would say it, I've always heard it before. Listen, what's meant to be for you will be for you. And nobody can stop that.
Mhm.
You just got to be on the mindset that this was meant to be for me.
Mindset.
And go full force.
Mindset. Absolutely.
And go full force.
Fuck a hater.
Good. Hope I helped somebody or we helped somebody with that. Because a lot of people get discouraged when they, when friends or family don't support them like how they feel like they should support them. And I've been on that end.
Yeah, we've
and it sucks.
It
sucks, especially when we when we win, people around us are not going to suffer.
I don't feed the haters though.
I
might give some crackers.
But this is it though, right? If like when we win, as long as we notice that you weren't hating, you're gonna benefit from us.
Self-awareness.
Yeah, you're gonna benefit from us,
of course,
right? But to say, I don't want you to win because I'm not doing nothing.
Tons of people like that.
Tons.
There's tons. You can tell the ones that separate from the pack, right? So I mean, I don't pay them no attention. I look at it where you do your best, the best of your abilities, as long as you're not losing the essence of you.
Yeah.
Carpet the hell out of the damn DM. Move forward. And if you can continue building something, like, fill the dreams.
Yeah.
If you build it, what comes. And like you can cut the grass, you can take the wood, you can etch out like the baseball diamond and everything like that. And people will still say, what are you doing it for? What are you doing it for? The moment you stop believing,
that's it.
That's when it's over.
That's it.
So just believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, and keep it pushing.
That's it.
All right. Let's get to the Ask the Sons portion of the show, folks.
Ask the Sons.
First Ask the Sons question comes from A_AQT. AAQT? Oh, okay. Okay, let's see it. What do you think would happen if all countries in the world banned porn tomorrow? Riots! Riots, mass chaos and confusion.
Well, first and foremost, I would tend to think that there's going to be some of those strict Muslim countries where it's probably already banned. You probably can't have access to it. You would probably be some underground type
of course. Yeah. I feel like VPNs, the purpose is for that.
Yeah.
But all countries across the board, because kind of like, all right, let's say you live in a particular, like, let's say Islamic country.
Yeah.
Where porn and stuff is banned. And this is your shit. Like, this is your jam. You might even move to maybe 2-3 countries over and stuff where it's not.
Yeah.
But now everywhere is banned?
Yeah.
All countries are banned?
All countries are banned.
Yo, you're in underground jerk-off clubs, man. I swear. I swear that's what's going to happen. I feel like there's going to be some people making their own porn.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are going to be buying some sex tapes from some people and shit like that, whatever. Be like, man, since they stopped making porn, we start making our own. Be like, hey, real quick, Smooth, I don't really want to see a dick and all, but I mean,
but
I need my fix. I need my fix. So I feel like the world won't be that much of a happier place.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of turmoil. I feel like I don't think we made a happy medium with pornography, but I feel like we've come to a level.
Acceptance.
Acceptance.
Yeah.
I feel like with the older generation, we've come to understand it. To the younger folks, no.
Right.
right? Because I want to say to the younger or the immature mind,
Yeah.
this is real shit.
Yeah.
Like there are actually like probably some guys out here and stuff thinking their woman wants to be like, some wild shit I seen. I seen a dude put his foot on a girl's head and hit it from the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's some grown-ass men out here as well thinking that this is their go-to sex position, and I guess it might help them orgasm, because I don't know if it might help her orgasm.
Right.
Because she might say, like, this is a Trey Songz kind of porno. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like the younger demographic doesn't understand that yet.
Right.
But when they because when they get introduced to it, there's not like I want to say acceptance kind of conversation and stuff like, yo, you can't dodge porn. You should limit yourself to these things.
Yeah.
Or you shouldn't get caught up in it because it's very addictive. And then once they get these kind of
Right.
talkings or educations and stuff like that, they
Right.
now have a level of understanding about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Roman Mom says, do Ninja Turtles like pizza because they are named after Italians, or is it because they are New Yorkers? What you got to that?
I'm gonna say named after Italians.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think Italians like pizza like that? I'm not Italian. I like me some pizza.
No, I
feel like-
I love me some pizza, but when I look, which state is the bigger pizza place? Is it Chicago or is it New York?
I feel like New York.
You
I
feel
feel
like New York?
Chicago, that ain't fucking pizza, it's lasagna. Like that
Is it-
deep dish shit,
is it-
that's lasagna. Dog. Change my mind, dog. Well, they are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and teenagers love pizza, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna say because they're probably teenagers. I don't think the Italian thing, but the New Yorker thing, I'll ride with the New Yorker side
Rather than New York side?
because I feel like I've never been to Italy. I can't swear for Italy, but I think pizza joints are more a dime a dozen in New York.
Oh. But here's the thing though, right? You go to New York and they're gonna tell you if it's not an Italian joint, it's not authentic pizza.
Okay, so all the Italian joints, authentic spots are closed at fucking 12 in New York, the city, like the city that never sleeps and shit like that. Do you give a fuck who makes this pizza, or are you just
You don't
looking
give
for
a
some?
fuck who eats that made that pizza, but you might be like, man, Tony make a better pizza.
You one of them house coat motherfuckers.
Tony make a better pizza.
You one of
man.
them bougie
I'ma eat this
people.
because Tony ain't open, but Tony make a better pizza.
I'm grateful.
You're grateful?
I'm grateful that Hassan made my damn pizza.
Yeah.
And I get to eat this pizza at fucking 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. You're a bully. Last question comes from...
No, wait. Let's circle. Stay here for a second, right? Okay. When we go to the pizza franchises here,
Yeah.
right? We're guaranteed to see almost every race in there.
Franchise.
Franchise.
If it's a
Let's say,
franchise.
yeah, franchise. We're
Okay.
guaranteed to see almost every race in there,
Mhm.
right? Making pizza, we don't question it. We eat it. We're okay with it, right?
Mhm.
But make it be a Jamaican restaurant, and we see others than we deemed either Jamaican or Caribbean, we question.
Well, I feel like I only question the non-franchise places.
The non-franchise
The
places.
non-franchise places. Because once it's franchise and stuff like that, it's kind of like you let the riffraff in. Like PF Chang is a franchise.
Yes.
I went to PF Chang, and the only Asian person I haven't seen in PF Chang was probably like maybe possibly a manager.
right.
The cooks and everything, because like it's kind of like some of them are open concept, like
Yeah.
black, white, Latino,
Yeah.
Indian, all that type of stuff. But it's a franchise.
Franchise.
I think when it's a non-franchise or it's a one-off spot and everything.
Then you're almost expecting it. to
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
Again, the authenticity, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's what I'm looking at and stuff. So if I go into a place and I seen, let's say it's run by Japanese folks and they're making Jamaican food, right?
Yeah.
Not a franchise.
Right.
And I walk in and stuff, whatever, I'm gonna look like, the first thing I'm gonna say and stuff, whatever, I was like, even if they, picture they greet you and stuff, whatever, like, Are they like, you're the shy, welcome,
Yeah.
and you're looking like, oh, you couldn't even greet me in patois? You can be like, wagwan. Like, can I at least pray for like a little Jamaican accent?
Yeah.
You don't give me that, I'm still gonna try it.
Okay.
I'm not biased and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm bigger on hygiene when it comes to food.
When it comes to food. Okay.
When it comes to food, like I have like, but like this for myself. If I know I'm cooking for me or selective food people,
Yeah.
I just warn them and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm cooking. I have a beard.
Right.
All the above. Now, if I go somewhere and somebody got like a Action Bronson type of beard, like way down here, and they over here like flipping up food and everything like that, be like, if I see one fucking strand in my food, we fight it. That hygiene is my thing.
Yeah.
I'm down for experiences.
Okay.
Are we? Can we go?
No, we can leave.
Okay. You say you want to stay here for a bit. All
right. No, just because I always thought of that because one time I went to this restaurant, I ain't naming them names because they ain't cut no check, downtown, and it was a Jamaican restaurant, right? And just sitting there, when the waitress came up, the waitress was white. No accent, no whatever, just Caucasian white. And because it's only because I know the establishment, right? And again, it's on a level where it could be a franchise if it wanted to, right? I can say to myself, yeah, I can see someone who might be non-Black or non-Jamaican working here. But it still felt weird to me because I'm so used to going into joints where everybody who I see behind the counter in a either Jamaican restaurant or a Caribbean restaurant is particularly usually Black.
I'll tell you this. So say something, do not be blinded by your bias. If you're not in Jamaica, expect the unexpected. So if you want like authentic like Lebanese food,
right,
and you're in Lebanon,
right,
you can expect that.
Right.
Now, if you're in Lebanon and stuff, or you're at like a restaurant trying to get some food, and then you see like Black guy come up, whatever. Yo, what's up, fam? You good? What you trying to smash on today? Another restaurant, kind sir. Thank you. But you're in a place where there's a melting pot.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you don't know if that person married to the family or like, the family like did one of those Karate Kid moves where like, I take you in, you fucked up, and we're helping you out.
And
so that's it.
And it's not like I don't know like other nationalities don't enjoy our food. They do. So I can see somebody who might enjoy the food so much that, hey,
they want to work there.
I want to work here and learn, right? Like learn. Like I don't want to just eat the food. I want to learn about the food.
Don't be blinded by your bias.
So I can see that happen. But it's just, like I said, because it was the first time of me seeing that.
It's an experience.
Yeah, it
resonates different.
Yeah.
But
the food was good. The food was good. Smashed. The food was proper. But just seeing that, right? So
it's like I said, don't try not to formulate a bias. Like mine's like a parachute. Mine's like a parachute, works better when it's open.
Yes.
So when you go into a place and stuff like that, know for a fact you're not cooking set food.
Right.
Some other people are cooking set food, right? So at the end of the day, if you know set restaurant, like if you knew I owned a restaurant, Marv F. Chang or some shit like that, whatever. I owned a restaurant like that. And I'm like, come by, food's on me and everything.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to make Jamaican food, but I have no Jamaican person come up to you or stuff like that. You look like, yo, boss, the fuck is going on here, man? What are Jamaicans at? There better be an auntie in the back and stuff, whatever, cussing everybody about their dirty self and everything like that. Yeah. I'm looking at you like, hey, we're not in Jamaica. Relax. If you don't like it, leave.
It's a 5-star Michelin chef who worked in hotels in Jamaica.
All that too.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Don't go in there with a bias.
Yeah.
Going there with an open experience and stuff. Yes, if you don't like something, you don't like something. I can't tell you how to feel.
No, of course not.
It's your money.
Yeah.
We're leaving now.
We're leaving.
All right. Opa.
Exit the pizza building.
Okay. Roman mom, that's for you.
That was for you. We broke that down.
Last one, ask the sons. Navy Jose. What's a belief that you hold, but what many people would disagree?
I have to think about that.
I think the first thing comes to mind is I always, and I'm open for my mind and stuff to be changed, but I want to say I just stand on the proverbial hill and stuff like cleanliness is next to godliness. I'm not saying you're higher to God and everything like that, but I mean like, but damn, I would treat you like a God if I know you fucking clean. I want God next to me when God's like, nice and clean and everything. Like if you're not that hygienic and stuff, I'm gonna need you to give me 50 feet.
Yeah.
Because some people smell like rolling armpits and burnt feet. No. One shower a week is gonna save you. That.
I mean, you don't got no sweat glands.
No, because like
got no nothing.
the kutcher situations and shit, like the Milakunas and all this type of stuff. Like, oh, you shouldn't be showering every day or showering that often and all that type of stuff, whatever. I'm like, we're gonna disagree. And I don't even look at it as a race thing. I know some black people and stuff that don't wash their ass like that.
Yeah.
So it's
not a race
that's
thing.
me.
Yeah.
Change my
It could
mind.
be a cultural thing, but I don't think it's definitely a race thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing. And in my culture, we wash our fucking asses. My descendants are from Jamaica. My ancestors would be pissed because it's fucking hot at times in Jamaica. And you not want to wash your fucking ass. I'm sorry. I'm getting too turned up. As you were, kind sir. Gentlemen quarterly.
I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Whether you may see that reason.
So you think many people might disagree with that? You think many people might disagree?
There's a lot of people who are of the theory that there's no set destiny to anything. Life happens as it goes on.
Okay.
But I feel like things happen for a reason, and part of your time on Earth is figuring out that reason.
Another thing, I'm not a fan of like the right person, wrong time thing.
Yeah. We
so
talked
it's
about
like
that.
it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because like right person, wrong time and stuff like that. No, it happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Like this person, you can make it right.
Right.
You are in control of your destiny.
Right.
But some people feel like no, not. So yeah. All right. That's it.
This was exciting.
Yeah. This was different.
It was.
Let's get to Associated Sons for the week for y'all. And Associated Sons for the week says, master your thoughts. Don't be a slave to them. Master challenge? No.
I was about to say. He said master hearty.
Your thoughts. I just realized that shit because the whole episode now. Yes, folks.
Yes.
Once again, thank you for rocking with us in the Podical Sons podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, YouTube. We see you. All the above. Click the subscribe button. Come back and holler at your boys. And we'll see you next week. Remember, thank you for listening to Podical Sons. Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity has its limits.
Peace.
The Podical Sons was not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.